helping them avoid serious issues that they've dealt with through trauma and the stigma of PTSD and other serious issues. Instead, we're getting them to do great things like climb Mount Everest. Joining us now to talk about this is retired Navy SEAL, the founder of Talent War Group and the host of Truth and Tribe podcast, Mike Sarraille. Welcome to Wake Up America.
Dude, Carl, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out here that we have the same cowboy boot jean getup going on, and a lot of people are like, they always look at me like kind of weird about that.
Well, I've got to represent Texas, so I'll do my best.
All right, so tell us a little bit about your group. And you recently took some guys skydiving over Mount Everest. Like, where was the invite, bro?
I apologize. It was a very exclusive list on this one, but we're trying to open it up. So the Talent War Group, we wrote a book called The Talent War, How Special Operations and Great Organizations Win on Talent. We started, based off that book, a management consulting firm, mainly in leadership development for American businesses. We want to come in and help them create that leadership development ecosystem so that American businesses are being put back on top. And we also do executive search, namely placing guys like you, high-performing special operations leaders or military leaders, into C-suite positions in small to mid-sized businesses. As for Everest, I didn't lead the trip. A former Navy SEAL, the president of Complete Parachute Solutions, Fred William, did. I was probably the weakest link on the trip, which was glad, but it was good to have that exhilaration again that I miss from serving as a Navy SEAL.
Well, you know, it's funny. I talk about it a lot on a lot of these shows where it's just, a guy gets out. They've been in. I mean, you did what, 10 combat deployments? You at any number of places. The issue is a guy who's in charge of 50 guys, millions of dollars of equipment, life or death decisions. And let's say he's your average Marine. He gets out and he doesn't have a college degree because he spent 8 years shooting bad guys. Well, they interview at company X and they said, well, what do you do for 10 years? He says, well, I shot bad guys. Well, we don't do that here at whatever company this is, so sorry, you're not a great fit. Guys have a lot of problems transitioning. So with your group, what you do and some of this stuff, it gets guys back to that unity, which is so important, so important. So tell us a little bit about the impact you see when guys come in, that spark lights up in their eye, and they're back in the game.
Well, let me start with this. The military gave us everything we need to succeed. It is the world's greatest leadership development platform, without debate. So what guys have to figure out, the men and women that serve, is how to transition those skills to the private sector, and that's what the Talent War Group does. I've got a great set of managing partners, Karli Waldon, U.S. Air Force, George Randle, U.S. Army, and they prep these vets for success. But, the one thing I think that you're alluding to is you lose that sense of tribe.
Right.
The military is the greatest tribe. I smile when I think of the guys, even our fallen. Just being surrounded by men and women that displayed selfless valor on a nightly basis. Right. I would have done 10 more deployments if the government had let me.
Well, that's the thing. It's like they told me this morning, like, oh, you got a team guy in studio. I was like, oh, where's he at? It's not that we don't like you, Rob, but it's just it's that it was that feeling of camaraderie. So I want to talk Veterans Day. Okay, so Veterans Day for some of us, it's a very somber holiday. Even though it's not Memorial Day, but it's a very somber holiday with time to reflect and thank those around us. And what does it mean for you and people you've been talking to?
So first off, to all the veterans, watching this, thank you for your service. It was a selfless act, and we need to see more of that. I'd love to encourage our youth to serve in the military. It paid for my bachelor's degree. It paid for my MBA, and I served with leaders, guys like William McRaven, General Stanley McChrystal, Master Chief Dave Cooper, that made me the leader I am today. I know this one is bittersweet with the end of Afghanistan. Veterans are a little pissed off right now. They're angry, and that's justified. I think they're angry because they're holding themselves accountable. They're looking at the outcomes of this war, and they're also a little angry at the fact that our senior leaders are not holding themselves accountable. And no one's looking to place blame, but we're not going to be defined, our generation, by the outcomes of the war. We're going to be defined by the fact that if we don't come together and figure out what went wrong and pass that to the next generation, then we've completely and 100% utterly failed them.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that, with a lot of guys reflecting on this whole thing. We spent tons of time in the Middle East, myself, not as much as you did, but, it's an interesting thing to look back and say, man. So how do people get in touch with your program? How can they support it? How can they work with you or help any way they can?
Yeah, absolutely. So Talent War Group, go to talentwargroup.com. You can contact us whether you're looking for leadership development or recruiting. For legacy expeditions, I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but the outreach from veterans that heard I was going to skydiving to Everest,
Right.
the question was, how do I jump on this trip, man? So vets need to get out there. We're figuring out how to do that. We did fundraise on this trip for the Special Operations Warrior Foundation, led by Clay Hutmacher.
Awesome.
People can go to that foundation and donate. They fund the education of the children of the fallen.
It's awesome, Mike.
Dude, Carl,
appreciate
thank
you joining in the studio, man. This is fantastic. Getting our studios back here. So, Mike Sarraille, appreciate your service. Thank you so much. You're watching Wake Up America here only on Newsmax.
Information. Truth is